When should you use 72Ts? All right. Well, here's one time actually, and I've never been a big fan of 72Ts, and that's the separately equal periodic payments, the SEPP, where you can escape the 10% penalty on taking money out of your IRA before 59.5. Now, there's other exclusions. We've talked about that a million times, but a guy pointed out that I was on one of my videos where I said I don't like 72Ts, where I'm missing an opportunity. I said, and I looked at, and I said he's right. It was a good time, and I'm going to share that with you here today. So 72T again is a way you can have access to your IRA without paying a penalty, the 10% penalty, being under the age of 59.5. The reason I don't like it, frankly, is simply because what happens is you have to take out that same amount of money until you're 59.5, or for 5 years, whichever is longer, if that makes sense. So if you start a 72T at the age of, I don't know, 50, you have to do it all the way until you're 59.5. If you start 72T at the age of 58, you have to do it for 5 years. Really not a huge deal. What I found, the reason I don't like it so much, local honey, I like that. I'm down here in Fayetteville, Georgia, by the way. Have a soccer game for old Chloe Grace. Anyway, the reason I don't like 72T is because it was always more of a way for a broker to get people to put money in with a broker from another plan. This is back in my brokerage days, what I found. All the brokers would have, we can do a 72T, but to get access to money that might be otherwise locked away. And I didn't like it. And then the problem, and then all the wholesalers would come to the office saying, look, you can have access to people's blah, blah, blah. There's always a sales pitch. I didn't like it. And then on top of that, I never thought it was explained very well to the client that, look, you have to do this until you're 59.5 or for 5 years, whichever is longer. But at the end of the day, so I always, I never dove into this very much. However, a guy pointed out on my YouTube channel, and this, I read the comments, man, because I'm telling you, I can't tell you how much info I get from the comments. So keep at it. I don't agree with some of it. I don't want to say I don't agree with a lot of it. I don't agree with all of it. I don't agree with, it's just, but that does, because I don't agree, that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Just sometimes I don't agree, sometimes I do, sometimes I'm informed or educated, like I was here. Well, anyway, so in this case, a 72T, the guy was saying, look, man, if you were previously a high income earner, and now you're not a high income earner, and you're under the age of 59.5, a 72T is a great way to pay taxes on your IRA without having to suffer a tax penalty. And on top of that, you can move that money to a more tax favorable account to reduce the amount of money in qualified assets. I mean, to be honest, I had never even thought about that. That is absolutely 100% correct. Never occurred to me. And I look back at myself. I mean, I was making big money at USAA, and then I left. This would not have worked for me because I needed more than what a 72T would pay, because it's still basically an annuity for the most part. I mean, you're not locked. You're getting paid as if it's an annuity. Actually, can you make it where you get paid? I don't remember. Either way, I needed more than what the 72T would have provided for me, if that makes sense, because I had to fund my business for the first year. But anyway, so what this guy was, so let's just say you're, say you're a highly compensated employee at, freaking Joe Schmo's, firm, all right? Now you're leaving Joe Schmo's firm because you want to go write books. We'll just say that. So you're not expecting to make more than $30,000 a year when you're writing books. All right, so now you're like, okay, but I would like to have a little bit more than that, but I'm only 40 years old. So for the next 20 years, what I'd like to do is get all that money I have in my 401k out while it's penalty free, and then turn around and either spend that money or put it into a non-qualified brokerage account, because essentially I'd be trading in ordinary income taxes while my income taxes are low, for either no taxes, because if I stay in a low income tax bracket, any qualified dividends or long-term capital gains, when I reinvest that money in a qualified account, a non-qualified account, a brokerage account, will be tax-free. I think it's great. And then on top of that, you can avoid having to pay taxes, for IRA distributions. I got to go right there. You don't have to worry about IRA distributions and whatnot later on down the road. which will affect your Social Security tax and all that, simply because you are at the age where everything is now in a non-qualified account. And anyway, I missed that one, so that's a great idea. I'll do more on this later. Right now I'm just kind of yapping in my head because I'm kind of thinking it out loud while I'm analyzing what this guy had said on the channel. But I think it's great. I think you say, look, I'm going to go from a high income to a low income. Might as well go ahead and pull the trigger, do the 72T, the separate equal periodic payment, not separate, separately equal. I can't remember what this S stands for. Anyways, equal periodic payments. It's not separate. I forgot. I just think it's a great move, and I'm glad this guy pointed that out. So that is one time that I think a 72T absolutely makes sense. All right. If you have questions, thoughts, concerns, put them in the show notes. Again, I always read them. I don't always comment because I get, there's many, but I enjoy reading them and I get a lot out of it. So don't forget to comment. All right, we'll see you. I'm at the game right now, so I got to go.